So I think that we cancel for the wrong reasons. Like, we still talking about Chrisette Michele, but everybody's talking about Yeezy album, all his album, all his album.
I am so upset about that. Like that.
But you know, that's the thing.
Very day. I hate that we cancel her so hard, and everybody out here downloading Kanye album.
But the thing about here's my thing, and I'm not dominating, I swear. College Dropout was my favorite album. College Dropout, Paris were my two that I literally can go through the whole entire album without changing any songs. I loved those albums. So Kanye is a genius. I feel like now that he's on this mental roller coaster and he's trying to change his style and be original all over again. Because remember, most of his hits were samples.
Yeah, they were.
Most of his songs were samples. Like, I will never forget that song he did with Twista. Like, he kind of he put people on the map. Like, he put a lot of people on the map. But I think that, now it's like it's hard for him to keep that. Like, it's hard for him to keep that momentum because he's trying to do so much different. It's trying to stay current, and he's mentally incapable. But that whole thing with Trump, I was like, oh, okay, this is what we're doing.
That's why I'm saying, like, he's a musical genius, and I get that. But Chrisette Michele is very talented. So I guess I'm trying to understand, like, what's the difference between the two?
I'm gonna tell you the difference.
Who's listening to Chrisette Michele and who's listening to Kanye?
Right. I literally have Chrisette Michele on my phone.
I do too. I do too.
But you gotta understand that Ye is more than just music. Like, he has a culture. Like, he's an influencer. You know what I mean? Like, he like, who was wearing holes? Like, he put holes in shirts and everybody was wearing them
for $4,000.
He got sneakers. He got his own Crocs.
He with Nike, Adidas. Now he got his joint that he's doing with Adidas. This man came out in a red suit and a silver helmet talking about
and a socket cap.
I really don't get it, but y'all, he's selling.
But look at him though. Look at it. This is what we're talking about.
But
he's an attention whore anyway. So
let me get this straight. So we still listen to Ye. We still watching the Cosby Show and A Different World, and we still listening to R. Kelly. We're not listening to R. Kelly.
We're not listening to R. Kelly.
We ain't listening to R. Kelly. We still watching A Different World.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. I love A Different World.
I still watch Cosby Show, even though that's how they irritated me, because it used to come on in the evening time. They pulled it and then they put it on at 3-4 o'clock in the morning where they know everybody's sleeping.
TV1 be playing it all day.
Like,
but so here's how I see it. Here's how I see it. There's certain things that is certain people who put their personality into their art. Right? And most of it comes from music, but then again, you also got some actors who probably chooses roles that are similar to what they do, and I think that's where I feel like the personality and the art, when they match, is very hard for me to separate the two. Like, R. Kelly wrote a lot of songs, and when you go back, excuse me, I was always suspect about a lot of his songs. I was always thinking like, yo, that don't sound right. I've always been like that, and y'all may not believe me. Y'all may be saying, oh, because it's out. I've always, ever since I heard about him and Aaliyah, I've always been real, like, listen to his lyrics. Even
which ones though? Which songs come to mind?
Like the song that Tay was talking about, that Seems Like You Ready.
To go all the way.
Yeah, like, right, exactly. You know what though? I'm gonna tell you though. Even when I listen to when I listen to Keith Sweat's, he says, you're young but you're ready.
You may be young, but
you're ready. Oh, wow.
When he says that, I was like, whoa. Wait a minute. How young is this girl?
You don't tell me that we about to cancel Keith Sweat.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it's certain. Y'all know I analyze music like it's. I live, breathe, walk it, talk it.
Here's the problem. And I love that. But here's the problem: we all knew about R. Kelly
we turned a blind eye to it.
Time
ago.
It's a difference though between knowing, like, because all right. So listen, this is 1990s, right?
Yeah.
Everything we don't have. There's no internet really. Internet's probably 3 years out, somewhere in there, right? Like, maybe 4 to 5 years out, because American Online is coming soon at this point, right? But we're getting the Word Up magazines, we're getting the newspapers and stuff like that, so we just don't know, right? But now that you actually got a documentary, it's like, whoa, wait a minute. Now,
but do you remember like when, and I don't even remember how I knew this, because my mom was like tight with the reins. So that was like, with the whole, I'm gonna pee on you. Dave Chappelle did a whole parody.
That pee was digital.
Drip.
That pee was digital.
Yeah, I remember that.
We made jokes about it. Like it was, he peed on that girl. Like it was like jokes.
It's different with Dave.
But here's the thing, and I'm about to go deep.
Mm-hmm.
Get ready.
Ooh, take us on a ride, sis.
If he was doing that to little white girls, I don't feel like there would be so much outrage. You know what I'm saying? If he was doing that to little white girls, just like, with Tiger Woods. When Tiger Woods, if he was cheating on his white wife with a whole bunch of black girls, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, let him go with his own kind. It wouldn't have been so much outrage. When it's us. It's like, I remember he was supposed to go to court, and it was like discontinued. What was it? Discontinued indefinitely. So there was like, this evidence sat in the locker for 15 years. And then here come another allegation, somebody else. Okay, now let's put him back in jail. No, you gave him ample opportunity to hurt so many more people because it was us. Because his preference was black girls. If it was a whole bunch of little white girls and he's molesting and parents are selling their kids off, it would not have been that same thing. So I just feel like that. We cannot celebrate his music. We cannot celebrate anything he's doing because he has used all of those resources to hurt, damage, and torture little girls. And
that's what it is. That it gets too personal.
Yeah.
Like with R. Kelly, so here's my theory. Like, I believe that when black people, we elect you to be
a representative,
somebody, right? It's like you're a representative of us, right?
You are, yeah.
Right. So when you go out there and you use that power that we gave you, we done bought your records, even when you was on trial the first time, and that Chocolate Factory came out
the first time,
right?
It's like we let you get a pass, and you still out here acting
right.
Up.
We still was
and you're recording it. You're
right. We still was like,
and you done bought a whole warehouse,
right?
And done locked people up in the bottom of the warehouse. Like,
we still was like, all right, R. Kelly, listen, bro,
don't do it again.
Right. Like, don't listen, bro. We heard the allegations, but
and paid him to do it.
Go ahead and keep the party going.
And paid him to do it.
Right.
So it's like there are certain people that I feel like cancel culture is like we need to figure out like what are the criteria, like because. There are people that stand outside the courtroom with signs like "He innocent." Them girls wanted it, like it's ridiculous. But yet we are celebrating Kanye, and he blatantly told y'all like
slavery was a choice.
Kanye's crazy.
Kanye's
crazy.
But that's no excuse.
But that's no excuse. But no, hold on, because that's the same exact thing. Nobody helped R. Kelly or put a stop to his shenanigans. And they clearly see that there's something wrong with him. Because all of this transpired when his mom died. Everybody's just feeding into it and letting him keep going. And there has to be somebody if y'all see me making a fool of myself, and I'm just somebody, hey, jab.
Let me tell you who's a fool. The fool trying to prove to a fool that they're not a fool. Or vice versa. A fool trying to prove.
Okay.
You will be crazy to think that you can fool a fool to think they're not fooling. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to know what I'm trying to say. It's trying to get in my head. But you can't prove to a crazy person that they're crazy.
Right.
A crazy person thinks that you're crazy because you aren't thinking like they're thinking. Like
right. They're in a different headspace.
Yes. And Kanye, he needs some medication. Like everybody knows
that. He is really sick.
Yeah.
He has not dealt with his mom's
death. People are feeding into his whole thing. Like, I'm trying not to go there.
Go there.
Subscribe for the very latest.